Hello, first graders, and welcome to Writer's Workshop. You know, first graders, the other day, you and I planned a story all about the time I went on a walk with my dog Dory. You'll remember the story went like this. One day over the weekend, I took my dog Dory on a walk. We went to the beach. While Dory was running around, I collected seashells. I love the sound of the waves. I felt happy. But I got to school this morning and I was looking for a good read-aloud book. And I thought, would that story be a good read-aloud book? So I pulled the story out of my folder and I reread it. And this time, you know what I thought? It's awfully short. If I was to read this story to you during story time, I would open it up and start reading, and in a flash, I'd say, the end. And you'd all be upset. You would say, that's it? That's the whole story? So I realized I'd better add a whole lot more to my story. And the same might be true for some of your stories. So today, first graders, I want to teach you that writers have a saying. When you're done, you've just begun. Writers finish a piece and then go back and revise it by adding more. They often look at the pictures and they make pictures inside their mind by remembering the event. And they think, who, where, when, what. Writers make sure the answers to these questions are in their stories. So I want to show you this new poster. So we're adding to our poster that we already know about how to write a story. So friends, remember, first you think of an idea, a thing that you do, or a thing that happened to you. The next step is planning. Last time we met, we talked about the touch and tell strategy and then sketching across the pages. After that, you're ready to write. But now, you guys just heard my story. It was much too short. So today we want to think about revising. Revising means that we go back and we add more. And we ask ourselves, who, what, when, where. And we add these details to our story. So as I was saying, we wrote a story together all about how I went on a walk with my dog Dory. And it's done. So I guess I should just finish, right? No. You know today that I want to teach you. Writers have a saying, when you're done, you've just begun. So writers, will you help me look back at this story and see if we can come up with some things to add? Let's try to add to the last 2 pages because those are awfully short. Let's see. What does a writer do when she wants to revise, to add on? Oh yes, I remember. We look back at the picture. We look back at the picture and we ask those questions. Who, where, when, and what. Okay? So here's page number 2. It says, while Dory was running around, I collected the shells. So I'm going to jump back to my picture. So I chose to do like a zoom in of one of the shells I found. This was a quick sketch, so I didn't add some color, but I remember that it was kind of like a soft pinkish color. And I remember that Dory was running around in the waves. And let me see. So let's look back at revise. So who, it was me and Dory. What, I was collecting seashells and Dory was running in the waves. When, it was over the weekend. And where, it was at Surfside Beach. So wait a minute, let me add some of these details into our sentence. While Dory was running around, but I know a detail. She was running in the waves. So first graders, watch me as I make a carrot. Okay, this is almost like a little arrow. It helps us add in more detail. So I'm going to add more detail right here. So while Dory was running around, I'm going to write in the waves. I collected seashells. Now, wait a minute. We just talked about how who was me and Dory. What was the seashell? But I just remembered that it was pink in color. So I'm going to add that detail. I collected seashells. They were a soft pink color. Period. Excellent. Okay? And my last step was where. And I remember that I was at Surfside Beach. So I'm going to add that detail in. So while Dory was running around in the waves, I collected seashells. They were a soft pink color. So I think I'm going to add to the end of this sentence. I collected seashells at Surfside Beach. Okay? Excellent. Now we did it with this page. I'm going to reread my whole page now. It says, while Dory was running around in the waves, I collected seashells at Surfside Beach. Oh, I forgot a period, silly goose. Today and every day, we'll always have a period at the end of our sentences. They were a soft pink color. So right now I just have a sketch, but when I'm ready to go back and add color, I can make sure I add that detail into my picture as well. Let's try to use the same strategy on the last page. I love the sound of the waves. I felt happy. And so I did a quick sketch of a zoom in of my face, and I made a speech bubble, and I wrote, I feel happy. But now, let's see. So if we're ready to revise, we're thinking about who, what, when, where. So who, it was still me and Dory, but on this page I only wrote about myself. So, I love the sound of the waves. I felt happy. I should add a sentence about Dory because she also loves the beach. So, I can tell that she loves the beach because she runs around really fast and she rolls in the sand. So right now it says, I love the sound of the waves. I felt happy. I'm going to say, Dory also loves the beach. She rolls in the sand. Dory also loves, and you can see that I'm putting spaces in between each word, the beach. And I'm working on my very best lowercase letters. Dory also loves the beach. She rolls in the sand. And if anyone else has a dog at home, you might notice your dog loves to do that on the beach too. Okay, so I answered the question of who, what, so I was listening to the sound of the waves. Dory was rolling in the sand, so that answers what. When, we were still at the beach, and where, we talked about on the first page. So I think I answered all my questions for revising. So let's read this page again. I love the sound of the waves. I felt happy. Dory also loves the beach. She rolls in the sand. So, writers, did you see how you can reread the story and thought about what else you could add by looking at the pictures and asking who, what, when, where? Those questions help you make a teeny tiny story into a book that we could read aloud during story time. So let me try reading the whole book again, and we'll notice how much longer it is. One day over the weekend, I took my dog Dory on a walk. We went to the beach. While Dory was running around in the waves, I collected seashells at Surfside Beach. They were a soft pink color. I love the sound of the waves. I felt happy. Dory also loves the beach. She rolls in the sand. Writers, when it's time to get to work, writers always remember everything they know about writing. So think to yourself, and you can show a thumbs up to yourself, if today you know you're going to start a new story using the touch and tell strategy, and then sketching across the pages. Give yourself a thumbs up if you're going to jump back into the story and add more by revising, by looking at the picture or making a picture in your mind and asking yourself who, what, when, where. Okay, writers, off you go. Have fun writing.